It's Monday, April 9th. Welcome to Pastor Bob Daily. My friend David on Facebook says, I've had a real hard time accepting this whole idea of Christian death metal. To me, it seems like nonsense. Before I came to the Lord, I was really into Deicide, Dissection, Mayhem, etc. And as you and I know, the music is incidental to the spiritual message. So could you give me some pointers? Maybe if I understood the genre, then I'd be able to accept the music and be blessed by it. Thanks, David. And you know, every one of you that are listening to me right now have a different idea of what be blessed means when it comes to music. Now, I have to be honest. A lot of what I feel like I'm blessed by has to do with my musical taste, and I think you're the same way. You know, I can be in a room full of people who are being blessed by old-time country western music, and honestly, I'm just not blessed by it. I don't like the style. And I think that has a lot to do with it. You know, we use that word blessed very loosely when it comes to music, and a lot of it really has to do with what we enjoy, what really clicks with us, what really sinks into our heart because of our personal taste. That's why I love music ministry, and I've been in it for 40 years. Because I think that, you know, we really are blessed by the kind of music that we like, especially when it has some lyrics that we enjoy. Now, let's go back a few years. I remember the years, it's going to date me a little bit, when people said you can't have Christian rock and roll, because the term rock and roll is a sexual term, and we shouldn't be using it. I remember those days. And I remember many times defending the music and saying it isn't defined by a term. It's defined by, obviously, the music itself. And we've had the same thing over and over again. Punk music, you know, was the same thing. Christian punk rock. How can you have Christian and punk? Or how can you have Christian and heavy metal? Don't you know what heavy metal is all about? And so this is nothing new that we have a conflict with the term. And I know, David, that's not all that you're saying, but it's a good place to start. Because a lot of Christians are offended that we have Christian death metal. You know, how can Christians be involved with death? And should we be involved with something called death metal? Now, again, it's a term. And sometimes it's an unfortunate term, but it basically describes the genre of music. And, you know, Christians aren't the one that invented the genre. So Christian death metal talks about a certain style of music. It's a style of music that a lot of people enjoy all around the world. And of course, as we've seen in any Christian genre, from the hymns back in Martin Luther's days, and probably many years before that, to all of the different kinds of music that has come into the church since. You know, it's always a struggle because we kind of think that some of the new music isn't as valid as some of the old music is. And then it just takes a while before it's part of the, you know, status quo. But Christian death metal is a term that's used to identify a specific kind of music. Okay, enough said about that. Let's talk about the music itself. The music itself is, how would I say, it's very aggressive. It's very emotional. And it's very powerful. And people who enjoy this particular genre of music, and I'm one of them, really enjoy a very in-your-face style and message usually. Now, one of the things I love about Christian death metal are the people involved. And I know this genre, and I know the people better than most people do. I travel around the world, and I work mostly with these kinds of people. And they're the greatest. I see how they love the Lord. I watch them in worship. I watch them as they read through the Word. I watch them as they are committed to their faith. Now, honestly, not everyone is. And in every genre of music, you're going to find those that are strong in their faith and those that are not. because it's a style of music that has to do with personal taste. But I've really supported a lot of Christian death metal bands because I see what they're doing. I see the care and the prayer that they put into writing the lyrics. I see how they offer it to the Lord, and many times how they're doing it at their own expense, simply to minister to other people. And so, it's not really something to understand the genre as much as it is just to experience it. And you either have one of two conclusions. You like it or you don't like it. If you like it, there's a whole lot of music out there, and maybe some of you, as you watch this, will post some of the bands that are involved. I could start the list, but I'll let you do it. If you don't like it, though, there's a lot of other styles of music that you would. Don't criticize somebody else's music if you don't like it personally. So, Christian death metal. Sounds like a contradiction in terms, but honestly, it's a phenomenal ministry that's happening all over the world, from Mumbai, India, to Stockholm, Sweden, to Aarhus, Denmark, to Portugal, to Mexico City, to you name it. All over the world, people are interested and excited about Christian death metal. I hope that helps, David. God bless you. Have a great day.